All right, jumping right back in. Gonna take a second here, take a deep breath, get something to drink. So what did we do? Well, we crashed the application. 2 videos ago, we were crashing the application by stuffing random or basically zeroing out bits in the memory space of the process. The last video, we were crashing it because we're attempting to attach a debugger or a debugger that Cheat Engine is making use of. We're attempting to attach that debugger to a process, and then we're trying to grab information from the different instructions that application is executing. We're unsuccessful in that attempt. Why? Because the Windows debugger out of the box is not going to do you any favors when it comes to Steam games. So if you're not running a Steam game or you have a cracked version of the game or something like that, I'm not endorsing that in any way. If that's how you want to roll, and that's fine. It's not for me to tell you whether that's good or bad. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to make any judgments about that. But when it comes to Steam, there's a whole lot of is there a whole lot of it? I don't know, but there's some anti-cheating stuff. Does Valve or I don't know, does Valve really care whether you cheat in your single player games? Um, I haven't read any Valve press releases lately, but if I had to just sort of take a philosophical shot in the dark here, I'd say that Valve could care less. When it comes to a single player game, you want to grab a program, you want to start hacking around on it and changing memory and stuff like that. I don't think anyone at Valve is losing sleep over that. However, Steam will open up the game here. We'll tab out. We'll go into Steam. We'll go to my library. What games do I own? I own a considerable amount of games. I like to play games. I don't get to play them as much as I used to, but as you can see, is it as big a selection as some people? No. Do some of the games on here blow? Absolutely. Cities XL. I don't know. Maybe not the best purchase I ever made, but whatever. It happened. Uh, so a lot of the games that Steam distributes or deals with and sells and things like that, they are multiplayer games. And while Valve may not give a shit that what you're doing in your single player games, it certainly does, and certainly not just Valve, but the pressure that's put on them by game developers. Think Grand Theft Auto. I don't know, other Call of Duty. Whatever the developers of those franchises and things like that, they definitely give a shit about people cheating online. Certainly, when you get into the MMOs and stuff like that, which some of which you can buy on Steam, it's a real problem. So what's going on here? Well, Steam has some built-in anti-cheating software, and it does not discriminate between single-player and multiplayer games. It basically there's some rules and whatnot that it goes through, and basically tries to stop people from cheating in a variety of you know technical ways. That's all we're going to say. There is some part of Steam that tries to prevent you from attaching memory editors and really screwing around with some values. And it does not discriminate between single and multiplayer games because some games, a lot of games, do both. And to make that sort of delineation between oh well he's playing this game but he's only playing in single player, so turn off the anti-cheat software versus oh well now he's playing the same game but now he's online, and just to get into that whole mess is something that nobody wants to do, and rightfully so. So what they do is they just cast a wide net and they say, if we think you're cheating, that's it, you're done. Uh, Things will happen, and more often than not, your game will crash. So how are we going to get around this? Well, we're going to close Cheat Engine. We're going to open Cheat Engine back up. We're going to go to Edit. We're going to go to Set. Let me before we do that, why did we just close Cheat Engine and then open it back up? Well, one, we could have just done this and then reassociated it with the new Shadowrun instance. The reason that we closed it is because once you attach to a process, let's see, have we done it yet? No, we have not. There's no process selected. Let's see if we can demonstrate the point. It doesn't matter what we're going to attach to. We're attaching to recorder.exe, which is kind of dangerous because that's what I'm using to record the screencast. So if I to start searching for values and screwing with it, I'd probably crash Cam Studio. But anyway, we've attached to a process. Doesn't matter what it is. We're going to go to Edit. We're going to go to Settings. We're going to go to Debugger. Can we still change what the debugger is? Apparently we can. Um, I don't know. I was under the impression that once you would attach to a process, that you couldn't really screw with the debugger. So that's why we were or mess with the debugger setting. That's why we were restarting it. Probably good practice anyway. So again, totally restarted it, fresh copy of Cheat Engine, open it up. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to go to Edit, we're going to go to Settings, go to Debugger, change this to VEH. These options are down here. You know, I only have one and I can't mess with the other two. It's probably good because there's probably a whole lot of subtlety involved with these options. You know, oh, well, hook, thread, create, and destroy APIs. You know, do I know what that is? Sure. But do I know every single subtle technical ramification of hooking, thread, creating, and destroying API functions, methods, whatever you want to say? Nope. And I'd probably have to Google around and read some articles and stuff before I really got all the ramifications of that. But anyway, for the purposes of this, not bad. Debugger options, VEH debugger. It's a different it's not the native debugger that ships with Windows. So VEH, hit OK. Now we have Shadowrun already running. Go back to Cheat Engine, attach to this process, and we will hit continue. We just made the same mistake we did last time. Well, that, you know, you should think before you act sometimes, and that certainly proves the point. So exit back, go back to the Karma menu. Going to sort of recreate exactly what we did to crash the game before. Yep, come back out here, 34, scan, done, bing, bam. That took, I don't know, 3 seconds. Yep, so again, what are we going to do? We're going to right click on this one. Do we know which one is which? No. Does it really matter? It does not. We're going to right, because they're both changing as we fire events in the game. So just prove that, hit that. They're both changing to 27. They're both being accessed. Are they both being accessed by the same routines and whatnot in memory? Probably. But we're not going to worry about any of the details like that. We're just proving the point. What did we do last time? We right clicked on anywhere, frankly, on this first record. So to find out what writes to this address, it's going to do the same warning that it gave us before. I'm going to attach debugger. This is inherently dangerous. Are you absolutely sure you want to do this? If it crashes, don't come crying to me. Yep, we're sure we want to do that. Why isn't this populating? We haven't fired events. Let's fire an event. We do. The application still responds. It has not crashed. So we come back out here. What do we have? We have results. We have assembly code. We have bytes. We can click here. We can go into some of this stuff. We could even show the assembler, and it'll show us right in memory where that stuff is. Again, this is stuff we're not going to go into now, but this is the things that we will start dealing with when we get into assembler scripts and overwriting routines in memory and things like that. But to the point of doing some advanced things with Cheat Engine relative to Steam games is a little tricky. You're definitely going to want to go with the VEH debugger, not the Windows debugger. If you every time you attach to a process and you start, looking for routines and firing events and the game's crashing, make sure you have the VEH debugger here. If you have the VEH debugger and your game is still crashing, then I'm not going to troubleshoot that here. And frank, am I not going to troubleshoot that here because I don't know the answer to that? That's absolutely why I'm not going to troubleshoot that here, because I don't know what to tell you. If you have the VEH debugger and you're attaching to a Steam game and it's still crashing every time it's pulling out instructions and tracing stuff, you should probably go to the forums, ask around, because I really can't help you with that. Maybe at some point in the future I'll be able to do something about what we're going to do or what you would do in that respect, but certainly not now. So we're going to stop this here. In the next video, I don't know how goofy we're going to get, but we're going to close this because there's only one item left on the itinerary. We've covered what we wanted to. The only thing left is goofiness. We will come back. We will start playing around with Python in the same sort of way that we're going to start using some features of Python, or just to be goofy. We're going to start doing some things in the programming language of Python that we haven't really covered or talked about, and I'm not going to go into them in any great detail. But again, we're just messing around. We're having fun. It's not all serious. We're also going to change this wallpaper because this dude's staring at me the whole time. Like, I don't know, it's kind of freaking me out. It's making me a little self-conscious. Every time I'm doing something wrong, I'll have a window open or something where I can't even see him, and, I'll click something on the wrong end. I'm like, oh, John McCarthy, he does not approve. But, so we're going to get some new wallpaper as well.